everybody, it is Russ and Lauren, and this is our Saturday reaction video. This is a big one for me. We talked about this recently, and you also watched this when it premiered on TV, right?
I did. I was a small child, but I was an old enough child that I remember this.
But you remember it happening.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just, I'm going to go ahead and say her name, even though it's going to bring down a whole world of hate upon my head. But like these people that are like, oh, Taylor Swift is the new Michael Jackson. No, no, whoever you think is the new Michael Jackson, insert name here. No, they're not. Like this short film for this song, all 4 networks stopped at 9 o'clock on a Sunday to show this at the same time. Like, your insert person here is as big as Michael Jackson argument is over. It's done with. There will be no, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not going to go off, but
now,
yes.
I will say that I have not watched this entire clip in its entirety, I don't think, since that night. Which, stay with us afterwards. We'll talk a little bit more about the end of it and what happened with that. But Lauren hasn't seen this whole thing for sure in, I don't know, 30 some years. And I've seen this in bits and pieces, but we're going to have fun with it. So here we go with the full version, the right version of Michael Jackson's short film, Black or White. Even from the start, I just remember like Fox and everything being like,
yeah, I remember all this.
I just remember them being like, we can't show The Simpsons right now on account of MJ did something. You know?
I like how they both start with clouds, though.
Yeah. Ha! True. I could be wrong, but I don't think I heard the song before this. I think I was like waiting to hear the song.
I know I didn't. I wonder where he went.
Good one.
You know what bothers me as a person? I'm older now than George Wendt was then.
It is too late and it's too loud.
But Dad, this is the best part.
You are wasting your time with this garbage. Now go to bed.
That's the T-shirt I bought at the Bad Tour.
Great.
Him in the Eddie Van Halen's signature guitar, by the way.
I was abducted by a UFO.
I thought this was cute.
That's 11.
Who bought that child all that stuff?
Eat this.
It's got that talking one. That's not possible.
I'm afraid your father's going to be very upset when he gets back.
She ain't lying.
Good one.
I'm done.
I already forgot that he flew up in the air.
I very vividly remember this whole part of it, like, because this was on all the time.
Like, now that's good green screen work. Like, that holds up today better than some movies.
I believe this hardcore, all of it.
That it's like, well, I mean, they show you in the thing where they're in the studio. You know what I mean?
Once thing that always stood out to me is that in every place where he is, his dances are always very MJ, but also very culturally appropriate. And I think that's really cool.
This is the one that stuck with me the first time.
The Cossack dance?
Yes. I think this is very purposeful that he's taking in what they're doing first before he joins in.
Yeah. This whole thing, but you still get that these are Michael Jackson dance moves throughout all of it, but it's also like, oh no, this is Michael Jackson doing Cossack. This is Michael Jackson doing,
Because there was literally nothing he couldn't do.
Right. I do remember asking my mom, how did he hurt his wrist?
Protection for gangs, clubs, and nations, causing grief in human relations. It's a turf war on a global scale. I'd rather hear both sides of the tale. See, it's not about races, just places, faces. Where your blood comes from is where your space is. I seen the bright get duller. I'm not gonna spend my life being a color.
Tell me you agree with me when I saw you kicking dirt in my eye. You're thinking about my baby. It don't matter if you're black or white. I said you're thinking about my baby. It don't matter if you're black or white. I said you're thinking about my brother. It don't matter if you're black or white.
Oh, the iconic towers of the world.
This still holds up too. I'm shocked.
Yeah. That guy looked good with the ponytail.
That was perfect.
John Landis steps into frame there. Now there's the whole outro here, which we'll get to in a minute, but I'm convinced that things like the last 30 seconds of that video are why this guy was treated the way he was by the media. Period. I remember watching this live
Me too.
and being like, now what? Now what?
What's this guy all
now what's
about?
going on here? Yeah. So iconic. I mean, Jesus. That's why anytime there's a fan around, I wish I was wearing an undershirt.
That's why I've taken to wearing undershirts.
Makes sense.
I just did it the other day.
You did.
At the airport. Tell me to keep moving.
You know that thing where you're like incredible at every type of dance ever? So like, I'm gonna dip out before people are like, hey, who did that? I don't know. I was just a cat. Oh yeah, and then this is.
And then it went right into the
Yeah.
Simpsons.
Turn on that noise.
Chill out, homeboy.
Great. So yeah, I like the big thing, of course, the next day in the media was not, like, oh, triumphant song. Oh, yay, unity. Yeah. Did you see that thing at the end where we're all really the same? Or what you said, where like we all move differently, but we move the same which is what I assume he was saying with the dances, or what you pointed out about the towers all over the world, but we're all the same, right? What did the media talk about the next day? Oh, I can't believe he vandalized that car. All right. Well, how about this? How about you endure what the vile things the media had to say about that cat leading up till then? We'll talk about his nose. We'll talk about where he's sleeping, who he sleeps with, who his everything to do with his color, all of these things that don't matter, and then we'll see how you react. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like she has to deal with the real life version of this all the time, where I sit and get mad about this MJ stuff. But I don't understand how the takeaway from what you just saw is, and then he hit a car.
Yeah.
What were you going to say more about? We didn't want to talk over it too much about the dances.
I just thought it was very interesting because, Michael Jackson had a very distinctive dance style, right? Like there are MJ moves, right? And
Ain't nobody can move exactly like him,
right? But so what I thought was very interesting was, as he's kind of being transposed into these different cultural moments, it was really cool to see that the dance moves were simultaneously MJ moves and respective of the culture that they were happening in at that moment.
Do you think that first of all, your point is insanely valid and something I never even thought of before, and I've seen this footage a lot. But let me ask you this: do you think that was intentional on his part? Like even though I'm me, like you're still part of me.
I think there's I
don't know if I'm phrasing that right.
No, I get what you're saying, and I think there's a lot of layers to this, right? Because I think part of his message here is that we're all the same, but I think part of the message that we're all the same that gets lost sometimes is just because we're all the same doesn't mean that your unique cultural identity doesn't matter.
Oh no,
okay?
For sure.
Right? So we're all the same, but let's celebrate the uniqueness of where you came from.
Right.
So I think it's twofold, right? Like Michael Jackson was not an Eskimo. He was not Indian. He was not any of these dances that he was doing. He was not Russian, but he can celebrate that in his way. He's being himself and celebrating this with these people. Mm-hmm. So I think it's twofold. I think it's saying that.
Well, I think the part that, at least for me, like when you said that, I was like, oh, I'm watching this in a new way, was when they got to the Russian dance. What did you?
Cossack.
Okay. Because that's the one where he observes them.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then he does his interpretation of it. And I could be way wrong. There's like a million reasons why I wish he was still here with us. But this is one. I would love to ask, the man and go, was that did you do that so you could see? Because I don't think enough people do. I don't think anyone ever stops to try and understand anyone else, and I think if that guy who, like you said, he's got his own, it's more than just the moonwalk. It's Michael Jackson dance. It's
his style and it's his lens. And I think, oh man, this is very interesting. We could go on for a very long time, but we're not going to. I was teaching my college class this very morning, and one of the things is we all experience the world through our own lens, and our experiences are filtered through ourselves, for ourselves, and how we explain that to the world again has our own bent to it. So a lot of what this is was Michael's interpretation of the world around him through his own lens, right? And it's left to us to interpret that. And I think he did a very, very, very good job of showing us, this is how I see things. This is how I appreciate the world around me. Insert myself into it when appropriate and how it's appropriate, right? Like with these different cultural moments that were happening, and showing us that everything has something that can and should be celebrated.
Yep. Uh, yep. What she said. I will throw in that I agree with what you're saying because of one of my favorite lines in this song that he wrote that is not, he doesn't sing, is in the rap in the middle where he says, I seen the bright get duller. I'm not going to spend my life being a color. And you and I have talked about this so much. There's so much more to you than your sexuality, than your color, than your background. Like there's so much more to each person than that. And it's crazy to me that 30 some years ago when Dangerous came out in 92,
Yeah.
we were not getting it then and still not. Anyways, my name is Russ. That is Lauren. If you've stayed with us this long in the video,
God bless you.
You should know, first of all, Dunkashane. And second of all, you should know that we have a ton of reaction videos on the channel. And even if it's an artist that you don't like if you're here for MJ, and you don't know a ton about Elvis or Dolly Parton or
ABBA.
Natalie Merchant or ABBA, or please go check out some of those. Not to boost our go to someone else's channel and watch those artists. I don't. It's not. Hey, click on our stuff. If you like how passionately we talk about Michael Jackson, I assure you we do that with other artists as well, and we would love for you to watch those videos. But our thing is, we just want people who love music to enjoy more music. So if we can help with that in any way, shape, or form, that's what we're here for.
MJ wanted you to diversify the things you see and the things you understand and the things that you appreciate. So don't silo yourself.
You know that
He
I say
didn't-
that on with what I see on social media. Some MJ fans, I say Michael Jackson would be so ashamed of you.
Don't live in a silo. Don't live in an echo chamber. Find other things. There's so much to appreciate. And this
Don't let the bright get color.
don't let the bright. Don't let. Yes, exactly.
Don't
And
spend your life
you
being a
know,
color.
this video, right? This short film is Michael Jackson diversifying our worldview, and keep doing that. Find other things.
What she said. Once again, my name is Russ. That is Lauren. Please drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed this in any way, shape, or form. That helps us out if you would drop a like and share it around. Drop a comment down below, because if you're still listening to us ramble about this, then God bless you. And like Lauren said, thank you so much. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.